Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a build guide for the WYRMSWORN class mod made by Echo0000, the creator of the Artificer mod for Baldur's Gate 3. These are both now available on console, so I thought this would be the perfect time to break down the class, as there's been some updates to it, and it's really cool. To put it in a nutshell, this is like a Draconic version of the Paladin. You get to choose a Draconic oath that gives you different flavors of smites. You can use like a fire smite, acid smite, cold or lightning smites. So you get all of this here. You also get the normal spells, but at level 1, we can take things like Lightning Bolt, which is, yes, overpowered. However, it uses a special resource, the Worm's Blood, to be able to cast. So we would only get one of these per long rest. So if you want to go all out on a spell like that, you can. However, you can also use some of the lesser costly spells, like Witch Bolt, or you can hold a concentration and call lightning. So it gives you some cool new offensive capabilities. Get a cantrip. So I guess we'll first start off here. I'll be showing off the Dragon Ancestry White. We'll be doing cold version. Pick whatever elemental damage type is your favorite. Lightning and cold being the two most powerful. But we get to choose a subclass. Now the Blade of the Worm can allow you to smite, and this is my personal favorite subclass. The Path of the Worm lets you use a breath attack every single turn, which you get from your Dragon Ancestor. So it does a 2d6 of cold damage or whatever elemental damage type at level 1. And then there's the Herald of the Worm. You can open a portal to the Worm Realm, which you create a portal, and it deals slowly to yourself, dealing damage at everything nearby. So yeah, it's going to deal dragons will come out and deal damage with this, so kind of cool. At the first start of your turn, you're slowed, and every turn the portal opens, dealing increased damage to all characters nearby. I think the Blade of the Worm is my absolute favorite, so we'll be rolling with that. Actually, we'll use the Herald of the Worm just to create something a little bit more chaotic. Now, use Constitution for its spellcasting modifier. We can obviously have some strength and dexterity here as well. Dexterity is going to give us a good armor class if we want to use a medium armor, but you can always just go with a heavy choice if you'd prefer. So you can roll with a stat spread of something like this, or you can also put the you can take down some of your stats to also boost this up to like a 16 if you wanted to, but you can also keep things kind of balanced like that. At level 2, you get passives, the Draconic Petitions here. So these give you different abilities that they're actually really cool. I don't see any other class mods having ones like this. So first time you cast a spell in combat, you get Dragon's Blood, which is again the resource you use to spell cast with. You get half your Dragon Blood back on short rest. Gain advantage on Constitution saving throw and intimidation checks. Constitution saving throws are huge. Draconic Slash or Claw, doing 1d8 of slashing damage with your action. Draconic Bite. These I wouldn't fully recommend. The damaging is not crazy. This is good though. The Repelling Breath can force back creatures with your breath attacks. You can ensnare enemies with your breath attacks. You can breathe once per combo without using an action point, which is a pretty nice advantage as well. You can use 1 Dragon Blood to give your advantage on all breath damage attack rolls. You can choose to take 1d4 of force damage when you receive a melee attack and the enemies receive 1d8 of oath damage, which is cold damage in this case. Recover 1 Dragon's Blood when killing with a smite. Recover 1 Dragon Blood when killing 2 enemies in the same turn, which is actually a really good one. Once per battle, when you fall below 50% health, you can summon a Dragonborn warrior to help in combat. Very effective. All the Dragonborn warriors are super useful. Once per battle, when you kill an enemy, you can summon 2 ranged and 1 melee, which is, or 2 ranged and 2 melee, which is very, very useful. We also got Dragon Resistance. Nearby allies gain resistance to your oath damage. Nearby allies gain 1d4 of your oath damage on their attacks, which is cool. Wings, nearby allies can fly. You can heal all nearby allies, and then you can protect them, you taking force damage in replacement of them. So I'll go with the Worm's Bloodlust to give yourself Dragon Blood back, and then the Evoke Companions, which gives you 2 ranged and 2 melee attackers. Into level 3, we get 2 expertise and 2 skills, so you can take from the selection here. And on top of that, we also get a spell again, so we can take like Fireball if we want to go all in on our damaging. Fireball is a good choice. And you can also gain proficiency in heavy armor if you wanted to. And you can also choose proficiencies in other types of weapons as well. So we'll roll with, we'll take medium and heavy armor just for the extra proficiencies. Level 4, we get an ability score, and we can use this to bump up our Constitution or take Alert for that +5 initiative, which basically means we'll go first. Level 5 gives us once per turn when you deal damage, you take an extra, you deal an extra 1d4 of oath damage, and once per combat when an enemy hits you, may they be turned. It's good. We'll take Firebolt to explode things, and now we can take Cone of Cold, Wall of Ice, and Oluk's Freezing Sphere, which are all very powerful spells. We're a cold sorcerer, so we're going to go with the Oluk's Freezing Sphere, and we get to choose another proficiencies. We'll take ourselves Heavy Armor. You can see this is a very interesting class mod. We can now take 2 more Draconic petitions here. There was a different one here for summoning in different allies. Once per battle, when you kill an enemy, you can summon 2 range. I'm going to take that one in as well. Getting more Dragon's Blood is always a good one. So the Blood Gift giving a free cast in combat, giving you another Dragon Blood is pretty useful to take. Level 7, we get advantage on Wisdom saving throws. That's huge. Draconic Eyes, Superior Dark Vision, and See Invisibility. Enemies may be frightened. Once the enemy is frightened, they cannot be frightened again, and you can see up to 24 meters in darkness. You also get Worm's Domination. You apply disadvantage to all attack rolls and saving throws to everyone nearby. You delay the portal to Worm's Realm for 1 turn. So it's our subclass ability there. We can also take like Ice Storm if we want a lower cost spell, or even Cone of Cold. And proficiency, now we can start to take, like, if you want hand crossbows, those are not bad to have. Or any type of weapon that you prefer using, like a long sword. The Falar Alluve works really well here with the Shrieking Song. At level 8, another feat, and this time if you want to use melee attack, Savage Attacker. We could even take the spell Sniper to give yourself Eldritch Blast as well. It's a heavy armor mastery, increase your overall strength and decrease damage you take while using heavy armor if you want to roll that way. Or you can just go with a good old ability score improvement on your Constitution or Dexterity, whatever. If you want better spellcasting, more Constitution. If you want to wear medium armor, go Dexterity. You can fly at level 9, immunity to our Oath, so cold damage immunity. And we get to choose another cantrip here. We also get ourselves add another spell. Counterspell being a nice one to take. And another proficiency here, so you can take hand crossbows if you wanted that, or longbows. It's cool that you can choose different weapon proficiencies. You can always respec if you want to choose different ones. Let's get 2 more choices here. Recover half Dragon Blood and short rest. Pretty good. The Worm's Instinct giving you breath action with breath without using an action is good. And then the share the blood damage gives you that additional damage to all your teammates. It's a bonus act, so that's good too. At level 11, we get ourselves Draconic Spear. Once per combo and you're down, restore 5d20 health. Nice. And once per game, when you channel the breath of the Great Worm, you can channel the breath of the Great Worm, your chosen swarm. So yeah, you basically get one of these per game. And on top of this, we also see the portal to the Worm Realm. The damage and range of your portal increases even more at level 11. But yeah, getting these smites with additional damage, like you can chill the target with a cold one, which is really good. It says it deals fire damage on all these, but we'll see. And yeah, this one here just gives you that free breath attack that's extremely powerful. I guess we can go for our final spell. We don't have many concentrations, so we can take Wall of Ice, and it just fits thematically with our character here. And short swords or heavy hand crossbows, your choice there, really. We got whatever weapons you want to use. And level 12, we get ourselves another spell here, so we'll take Ice Storm. And we get our feet, so we can go with an increase to our Constitution or Dexterity if we want to wear medium armor for max survivability, and again, Constitution for better spellcasting. I'm also using the Death Archer Armor mod by Skirby, so you can check that out in the in-game mod manager if you're liking the drip that my character has. It's unfortunately not on console yet, but it's on PC, potentially coming to console. So for this particular class, I think the Morning Frost actually works very well, because when you deal cold damage with a spell, you possibly inflict chilled on the target, which makes them take even more cold damage. You'll double it on their next attack they receive, and you deal additional cold damage yourself. You also get the Ray of Frost here, it's fine. The Diadem of Arcane Synergy, whenever you inflict a condition, you can gain Arcane Synergy. You're going to see when we move around, we can apply a lot of conditions everywhere. So that is something that happens with the Elemental Fury there. So that works. Whenever we get Cloak of Protection there, increase our armor class. Armor of Agility will put our armor class at 28. So that's why our Spectre on Dexterity and Constitution. You can also go with the Armor Persistence, or really any medium to heavy armor choice that you can get in the game. There's some decent choices early game too as well. I also like the Winter's Clutches. So this, whenever you deal cold damage, you inflict 2 turns of Encrusted with Frost, and the Evasive Shoes. Now we can also go a step further. The Killer Sweetheart's there, but we can also add in the Snowburst Ring to make ice surfaces, and then use Nair's Boots there, Disintegrating Nightwalkers, to give us a Misty Step, and we can't slip on ice. And the Ring of Protection there to keep our armor class high, and Hellrider Longbow for plus 3 to our initiative. So we're definitely going to be going first. So I'll show you what this looks like in terms of combat. And just as combat started, we got ourselves that Arcane Synergy I was talking about. So yeah, because we're applying so many conditions, it happens. So we can summon our melee and range fighters to fight alongside us. I just want to show these off at the first here, because they summon in Dragonborns here, and I think this fits very thematically. Now, they're not going to be the strongest, but hey, it doesn't always have to be the strongest thing in the game to make it fun. So that's one thing that we'll start off with. We got our Cold Smites there. It deals cold damage, you'll notice it says fire damage, but we want to set up first. So we're frightened a bunch of targets with our Draconic presence, so there's a lot of frightened creatures there. It's kind of cool. We have our free breath attack that's not seemingly working right now, but what we can start with is a big Odaluk's freezing sphere. Now this is going to use 6 dragon's blood, and we got 14 of them, so this is a pretty costly maneuver, but it's going to set the tone by putting difficult terrain down. If oh, they failed their counter spell, perfect, and we can Sonic Backlash, boom, and big ice patch there for crowd control, and it wiped out everybody. There's our free breath action. For some reason that took 2 of our that ended up taking 2 of our actions, and we'll just go with a cold breath here to finish off our turn. And what's great is we encrusted them in frost, and then on top of that they have 6 stacks of that, so if you ever create water setup, that works very well. And yeah, super powerful damage there. Once we get them slipping on ice, we got Misty Step too if we need to get in and out of combat. And then we can also share the oath damage, so we can apply this to our teammates. They now have cold damage on their attacks, so even the dragonborns get that effect. And we can also fly around if we wanted to. And the nice thing is when we have encrusted with frost stacked up on the target, we can go ahead with hitting a water barrel, and I guess that has them wet there, but next turn we'll have a cool effect. And then again, we got our Draconic presence here, which can turn someone that attacked us. We turn them. Here's our dragonborns with 16 health. They don't have a whole lot of health, but they can just go around doing attacks for you, and it's just someone to grab aggro. Unfortunately, they're all grouped together, so if there's anyone with an area of effect like a fireball or a volley, they're going to just drop those really quickly. And yeah, they act on their own, which is nice, so you can just let them go ahead, do their thing, and they'll shoot off hamstring shots and all that. Their AI is decent. And this one here has all these different smites that it can go with, so boom, Draconic Fire Smite. That's pretty cool. And they'll also do opportunity attacks, which is even better. So this target has 5 stacks of encrusted with frost, 2 stacks of wet, so we're just going to hit them with a just simple ray of frost, or try to hit them with a simple ray of frost. And oh, that did a huge explosion. Never mind, I was trying to freeze them solid, and luck is on our side today, so that did not happen. And all of our dragons exploded, unfortunately. And the beautiful thing about counterspell is sometimes you can just pop this down, and yeah, it failed it. I didn't cast high enough level of it, but yeah, you get counterspell as this, so it's cool. But again, you take damage every single turn, so this is like a higher risky, higher reward type of class. And we got two characters right here. We can pop up the wall of ice and make ourselves a huge wall of ice. Boom! Awesome. Yeah, I love wall of ice. It's kind of fun. And then that character's up top on there. We got the 6 stacks of encrusted with frost on each of them. And yeah, I guess what we'll do next is we have the concentration on that. So we have 7 dragon's blood left, which lets us do 1 level 6 spell, or we could do 2 level 3 spells if we wanted to. So we could even do like a lightning bolt and a ice storm here. This has a huge area of effect, so I'll just drop this down right there. Boom. That took out that target up top, and I guess it took out every single target there. We just have this one left. Yeah, very strong. So we'll just end everyone's turn. They're probably gonna end up getting wrecked here and knocked around. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And yeah, then we can finish them off. Just a simple ice attack. I love ice spells, so this one's really fun. Then boom, yeah, you can one-shot, deal tons of damage with your ice spells. This is a really cool class, and yeah, check this out if you're interested. You could also build around the smite ability too, and I should show you the open the portal to the Worm Realm. So we're gonna pop this down here, and that's gonna create a portal. We got the sea invisibility, and then there's gonna be dragons attacking from this portal here. So yeah, this gets pretty strong. Then we got our, I love the free breath action that you can do. Stacking up a bunch of encrusted with frost and creating an ice surface is really strong. So yeah, and the Draconic portal just opened and took out a couple of them there. Just creates like an exploding type attack there. But the thing is, we cause fear on so many targets every turn that yeah, you can see there a bunch of them surrounding us are all scared. So I guess the best thing to do right now, we have a very large amount of enemies all right here, so we'll just drop another concentration on wall of ice, because yeah, maybe we won't. We want to, because yeah, that would have cut down on a lot of the damaging attacks we have to go through, but we don't have any more dragon's blood to expend on that, unfortunately. But we can also summon in our 2 ranged dragonborns if we want to. They'll get cut down pretty quickly with this group, but that is an option. All right, we'll try that again, because this wall of ice would shut down so many. Yeah, that was satisfying. There we go. Big explosion. That's what I wanted. And then our dragon portal will do a big boom on the next turn next. And we also got smites too. I should show those off. I'm just gonna just kind of showcase parts of the build. So you can smite pretty effectively with the Morning Frost, because it's going to also trigger our ice surfaces. It's going to trigger the chilled on target, or it's going to target put the encrusted with frost on the target. So yeah, we got a lot of fun options. Then we also have our Draconic breath as well. So yeah, a lot of cool things with this class mod. Those targets are frightened, so they can't move. They'll just stay there. And then you could even move to open up the portal near an enemy as well. And the best part about ice surfaces is people slip and fall in it quite frequently. And sometimes things will take a ton of damage, like that portal opened up and just created a huge shock wave of damage that took out every target except for one. Yeah, this goes even crazier with Call the Weak, because Call the Weak can also stack with us and create area of effect damage. But yeah, you can see there, it's quite strong. Yeah, it's got a lot of things going on. We're creating a bunch of damage everywhere, but that is the WYRMSWORN class mod in Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.